This is Jump Cut 23 for Heavy or Not, and we're going to start today with a goodbye to a friend. If I was going to have a Hall of Fame, he would be in the first induction class. Bob Pratt from Michigan, Lansing. It's sad. He's going to leave Facebook and he's burnt out. One of my very first rules that I mention everywhere I go is don't burn out.
I have come to a place in time where I must make some drastic changes in my life. I have, for most of my life, been a passionate water safety advocate. I have long considered it my life's work, my purpose. Eastern religions use the term dharma to refer to an individual's moral responsibilities or duties. Drowning prevention is my calling. It is my dharma. For many years, decades in fact, I have endeavored to save lives through my advocacy. Unfortunately, it has come at a price. The toll is multifaceted: financial, physical and emotional. Sadly, I can no longer continue at the pace or even in the space I have been occupying. I simply cannot continue. I do hope to stay involved at a local level, working as a lifeguard and possibly advocating for change in Michigan. But it's also possible I will start a new chapter with a completely different passion. I don't know what the future holds. I just know I cannot continue on this path. There is a saying, the cream rises to the top. I don't believe this is true. Skill and knowledge are less valuable to management than following orders, fitting in and not making waves. Throughout my career as a paramedic, firefighter and volunteer, my experience has been that the higher you rise in an organization, the less effective you become, sometimes referred to as the Peter Principle. If you want to get promoted or fit in, you must often sell out to continue rising in an organization. Let me give you an example. On March 12, 1994, MSU student Morgan White was seen struggling in the Red Cedar River. I responded as a firefighter. The proper response should have been to notify the dive team, obtain witness statements, determine a LSP, last seen point, and check the banks, both sides of the river for evidence that he had self-rescued. We were prevented from doing any of that. MSU Police and East Lansing Fire Department have had a long-standing battle over control. By state statute, the fire department is the lead agency over rescue operations. The university, because it is big and powerful, often overrides this mandate. On that cold March evening, MSU DPS command ordered ELFD to stand down. We were ordered to abandon a patient and return to quarters. MSU has no authority to do so, but when ordered to, the ELFD command capitulated, and we were ordered to leave. 2 days later, after Morgan's parents contacted the university and reported him missing, they finally called the dive team and located him very close to where he was last seen. I saw the same kind of malfeasance in New Orleans following Katrina, and I see the same misconduct in South Haven, Michigan regarding the lifeguard issue. People in power are often feckless and/or manipulate the system for personal gain. Our federal government is a prime example. I'd be a fool to deny that our current political situation is not playing a role in this decision. But I digress. Water safety, at a national level, has the same issues. Groups and individuals are afraid to speak the truth for fear of losing funding, sponsorship, or to simply avoid conflict. The larger, more powerful the organization, the more unwilling they are to address issues. As a result, misinformation and disinformation run rampant through our community. Companies can make wildly exaggerated claims about products with no oversight. This puts the public at risk. During a recent national conference hosted by 2 major water safety organizations, they ran a session that included a company called Lifeguard AI whose product cannot respond, rescue or resuscitate a drowning victim, and another company that claimed lifeguards only need to wear a bracelet when supervising swimmers and showed lifeguards without any rescue equipment. In my opinion, these outrageous claims should be called out by everyone with an interest in saving lives. Yet somehow, I am the problem and had to be counseled before the session even began. No mention was made about the false claims. Social media has become a hellscape. It is a haven for scammers and reckless nonsense. The ones with the most money can buy the most influence. This is by design and has become the latest opiate of the masses. While it is a valuable tool for communicating with water safety advocates, I'm currently seeing twice as many ads as I see posts from friends and collaborators. A truthful individual is quickly overrun by irresponsible advertisers with a large checkbook. There is no oversight. This is unacceptable. I plan to collect what content/pictures/etc. I want to keep and then remove myself from the platforms. I will miss you all, but I cannot support these unethical businesses. As the co-founder of a small nonprofit, we have spent the last 15 years attempting to make a positive change, speaking truth to power. It's frustrating. We are often attacked, and funding is a constant concern. We put in endless hours researching information, correcting misinformation and working with grieving family members, helping them get heard. Yes, there have been some small victories, but drowning remains a neglected public health issue according to the World Health Organization. The number of drownings in the Great Lakes and nationally are not going down. We know the solutions: education, emergency response and lifeguards. We sing it from the rooftops at the top of our lungs, day after day, year after year, decade after decade. If insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, I'm the craziest person on the planet. I'm simply no longer capable of doing it. I am broken. My heart hurts for the mothers and fathers, the sisters and brothers and all the loved ones that I am letting down. I know that more people will die, but everyone has a limit, and I have reached mine. Moving forward, I will be taking some time away from my water safety advocacy. I'm not sure how long. Perhaps I'll revisit the issue in 2 weeks or a month, perhaps I'll never return. I simply don't know. Finally, I want to thank all of the beautiful people that have helped me on the journey. From the lifeguards at MSU in 1977 that taught me to swim, to JP, Rich and Dan Pirtle at the Red Cross who mentored me, to the co-workers and Dave Benjamin who have been fighting the good fight for years and years, and especially to the loved ones of the victims. Your loss and your sacrifices are immeasurable. Your love and support mean everything. I hope you understand how hard this is for me. I'm sorry. I wish you all the best.
And we wish you the best, Bob, too. Those were his words read by AI voice on Facebook in a post that's no longer there.
Check out a free and open course, Water Safety Jam and Lessons from the Great Lakes Water Safety Consortium, at the ISCA Learning Management System. See the link in the show notes.
Such a great interview. Best I've seen in such a long time. That was Katinka Hosszu from Hungary, interviewed by Katie and Elizabeth Beisel in their podcast called Unfiltered Waters. It's an hour and 6 minutes, but it's well worth it.
There are some so-called sensitive periods of development in long-term training.
Now the words of Dr. G, a sports scientist, as we set the stage for the next Heavy or Not podcast on the expansion of the Olympic swim program with the addition of the 50-meter fly, back, and breast, and Michael Phelps' reaction about Summer Lake.
There are some so-called sensitive periods of development in long-term training. If we are missing aerobic development sensitive period, we are done. It will be very hard to develop good aerobic fitness. And that sensitive period of development for kids starts at age 11 for girls and 12 for boys. How many coaches know about that and focusing on aerobic development at that age? I don't know how many. Based on my conversations with coaches, very little. I'm going to show them models of how much you should reach with aerobic swimming at sensitive period of development. Ron Aitken from Sandpipers, he told me, "Oh, we're exactly on this volume, sir. But how many other teams are? I think they're much lower." From my experience, teams that I was working with, 70%, 80% of them are not reaching these volumes. And they're not developing good aerobic conditioning in that age, and that transfers to elite also, actually. They never will be good if they didn't do good aerobic training. They're not recovering well because aerobic training improves muscular capillarization. More oxygen is coming, more nutrients coming, metabolic products are removed faster. And if we are not developing that, we can work as hard as we want later on, and will not develop middle distance.
And then wait, okay, and then after that.
Yeah, no, keep going, keep going.
Yeah, sorry, it's the long career.
It's a long career.
Then,
Yeah, you got a lot to cover. 5 Olympic Games. Like,
it's like
don't stop
in
at
the
2009.
90s. We are just in 2009.
Yes.
And then actually, obviously going into the London Games 2012, I basically was like one of the contenders to win the 4am, and I was kind of already nervous, like how I'm going to handle the pressure, and like how is it gonna be to be in the final, and knowing like this is something like I could actually achieve, like that was my childhood dream to be Olympic champion. And so I kept asking athletes like what I should think about and how I should prepare, and I don't know, in that sense it was probably a wrong advice, or I took it in the wrong way, because everyone was saying just think very positively and don't think about losing, and you can win, and that's it.